Hello everyone, welcome to this channel. This is Rebekka and I'm so excited that you are here. If this is the first time for you being here, you better stay here. I'm an au pair from Tennessee, and if you don't know what an au pair is, then you should definitely check out my other video where I take you with me in my daily routine and you can see what it actually means to be an au pair. I'm just warning you, it's a pretty fun job, and if you don't have any children yet, you love traveling, and you also love to get to know other cultures like an American culture, for example, then you should definitely check it out because becoming an au pair might be something for you too. Anyways, I've been an au pair since 2019 and I have been loving this job, honestly. I've been loving this experience so far. I take care of a little child. He's 5 years old. He's very energetic, very talkative, very creative. But the reason why I'm making this video is not because I would call myself as an expert or I would call myself as an au pair who has a lot of experience or someone who has it all figured out yet, because no, that's not the case. I'm just a normal au pair who gained a couple of experiences and I just loved learning about different strategies, how to be a fun, loving, but also firm caretaker, where children learn to respect you as an individual and children learn to obey. And that's something that was a long process for me, and I remember when I just came here, it was such a big challenge for me to deal with certain things. But the more I've learned, the more I read books about it, the more I got to know different strategies and different things that I wanted to implement in childcare. So in today's video, I want to share 4 things that helped me to practice positive discipline and at the same time build confidence in my host child. If you are ready for this, let's go right into it and make yourself comfortable, and I'm excited. Let's do it. So the first thing that I think is so important is to be aware how you speak to your children or the children that you're taking care of. I think everything that comes out of our mouth can be a blessing or it can be a curse. And I can talk out of my own experience because I remember when I was a little bit younger, actually I was really young, and someone told me that I'm not capable to do this. And until I was a teenager, those words were stuck in my mind and I never forgot those words, and those words really impacted my life and impacted the way I was handling things because I believed that I was not capable and I believed that I was not able to do certain things. So what I basically want to emphasize here is that everything that you say can have an impact, and that can be something positive, that can be something negative. And it doesn't mean that you cannot criticize, but sometimes we act or we talk out of anger and we talk out of emotions and we don't even know what we say, or we don't even know what an impact it can make in somebody else's life. So what we can do is to focus on positive reinforcement and to focus on things that the child or the children are good at. And I want to share one more example. And when I was a teenager, I started singing just for fun because I always, loved singing, but I was never really good at it. And I know that I was not good at it. I was such a beginner, and my parents, they always pushed me and they always really encouraged me. It's like, hey, yeah, you're doing really great. And they always really kind of pushed me in that. And I believed what they were saying, even though I've heard other people saying that I was not really good at it, but I believe my parents, because my parents had such a big impact in my life, and I obviously believe my parents and other people. And so I always kept going, singing and singing. And then when I was 16 years old, I sung in different events and my first wedding and all that. And then I became a wedding singer. So it's so cool how your words can impact somebody else. So every time that you say something, think about, is that going to bring value in somebody's life, or is it going to destroy somebody's life? And I experienced both things, and I know how powerful words can be. So just be very intentional about what you say, especially when it comes to children, because they believe everything what you say, especially when they're young and not able to discern those things and to have that confidence to tell you, no, that's not true. The second thing that I would say is to empower children to make their own decisions. I believe that home should be a place where you can teach your children to make decisions by their own, and to teach them to make a decision freely, and to feel comfortable to take a decision even though it was not the right decision, you know, because whenever they grow up and whenever they go out of the house and they, you know, grow up, then it's going to be hard because they never learn to be responsible, and they never learn to take their own decisions without asking mama or daddy, you know what I mean? So for example, what I started doing when my host child was a toddler is to pick 2 shirts in the morning and say, okay, this is the red one, the blue one, which one do you want to wear today? So I give him 2 choices, but at the same time he's not overwhelmed, and I give him the choice to make his own choice and to make his own decision. So I can be someone who can help him to take a decision, but at the end of the day he's going to take the decision that he wants to wear the red shirt. And obviously don't give them too many options, because that might also overwhelm them, and he's like, oh, okay, I don't know what to pick because there are too many choices. I would definitely recommend to give 2 choices and then just let him choose. Another thing is to tell them what to expect, and having a routine is so helpful. I do remember when I just came here, having a routine with the child is not something that I really enjoyed. The more I spent time with this child, the more I realized that having a routine is so effective and so helpful, because children need structure. They feel comfortable, they feel safe, they feel secure when they know what to expect. So like for example, in the morning, we already know that the morning routine looks like that and the night routine looks like this. I don't have to tell him all the time, okay, we're gonna do this, because he already knows. He has his routine in his mind. But another example is when we go to the playground, I give him a warning 5 minutes before we leave. So I tell him, okay, 5 minutes and then we have to leave. So what would you like to do? Would you like to swing or would you like to slide the slide? So I give him again 2 choices, but he knows exactly what is going to happen. And that avoids having this battle at the end, because when I tell him, okay, let's go, it's time to leave, like we know how children act. They don't want to go because they're in the middle of playing and having fun. And I feel like that's also a way to just show respect towards your child, because I wouldn't like to work on something and somebody else would tell me, okay, it's time to leave, like I'm working right now and I need 5 minutes more to finish this. So knowing what is going to expect me makes me also feel more comfortable, and that makes me feel respected. So why shouldn't we respect our child the same way, you know what I mean? So the last thing that I want to say when it comes to parenting or taking care of a child or disciplining a child is to be an example. And something that I have noticed is that a lot of parents, including au pairs, including me sometimes, are saying, do what I say and not what I do. I think that is a huge parenting struggle, and you know, including me, sometimes I have said things but I have not done those things. And I believe that we cannot expect our children to be, or our host children to be a certain way if we don't reflect what we expect. For example, if we want our children to treat other people with respect, or to treat them with kindness, and we don't do that and we get angry all the time and we are mad, then obviously they will imitate those behaviors. And let me just tell you how serious this is. I remember when I was driving the car, sometimes I become very impatient when somebody's not driving in front of me and it's green. So I was being very impatient. I was like, come on, go. And I was being very impatient, and Henry was paying attention to my actions and to my behavior. And I remember the next day Henry was acting like me. He was being very impatient when the driver was not driving, and he was like, why is he not driving? And he was just becoming very impatient. He was imitating me, and he was imitating that behavior that I wish he would not imitate. And honestly, if there's one thing that I wish Henry would become better in, that would be patient. But before I want him to be patient, I have to be patient first. So we gotta work on that. So kids are not going to do what you say, they're going to do what you do. So you better be careful what you do in front of them and how you act and how you behave in front of them, because you are the leader and you are the example. I think that is the key to bring out the best out of your children. If you are the best version of yourself and you can teach what you've learned, and you can just be the person, be the character that you want to see in your children. So that was the end of my video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching until the end. I am so glad that you really watch it until the end. And if you're an au pair, if you're a mom, or whoever you are, thank you so much for being here. Let me know what positive discipline means for you. Don't forget to like this video and make sure you subscribe, because there's coming so much more in 2021 and I'm so excited for it. So I'll see you next week, and hasta la vista. Bye bye.